Separating heterogeneous mixtures. Filtration. Filtration is commonly used for the separation of insoluble solids from their solutions by using a filter through which only the liquid can pass. The insoluble material is collected on filter paper. This is the residue. The liquid obtained is called the filtrate. It is useful since both can be obtained. Let's observe an experiment on filtration.
Now children, let's do a small experiment on filtration. Aim of the experiment: separation of liquid from a mixture of insoluble solid, that is mud, and liquid, that is water. Method: filtration. Now let's see the procedure. Take a round filter paper and fold it to a conical shape. Fit the filter paper cone in funnel and moisten it with water. Place the funnel in the ring of the stand. Place a beaker under the funnel. Now pour the muddy water to be filtered slowly into the funnel with the help of a glass rod. Take care that the level of liquid in the funnel is below the top edge of the filter paper. Compare the water that is poured onto the filter paper and the water that is collected in the beaker. What do you observe? The solid impurities are left behind on the filter paper and only the clear liquid passes through.
The process of separating an insoluble solid from a liquid in which the solid is retained in the filtering device and the liquid passes through is known as filtration. All of you remember the making of tea. Now once it's done, we use a strainer to strain the tea. Centrifugation. The separation of an insoluble solid from a liquid in a test tube by rapid spinning, during which the solid collects at the bottom of the sample. The liquid then can be decanted carefully. Let's observe an experiment on centrifugation. We take a test tube which has insoluble substances in it and put it under centrifugator. Now this machine is called a centrifugator, in which the test tube spins rapidly. Now after that, once we take off the test tube, you can see the clear liquid and the particles suspended at the bottom. The liquid is decanted. Separation in a mixture of two liquids. Two liquids which don't mix even on stirring are insoluble in one another and are called immiscible liquids. These liquids can be separated by using a separating funnel. Let's take an example of oil and water. Let's do an experiment to see how this can be filtered. Mixture of oil and water. We put it into a separating funnel. And once you open the knob, only the water comes off. Once it's over, close the knob and take off the water. Put one more container and open the knob. You will have the oil. Now this is how it is separated. This is used to separate immiscible liquids like oil and water. The tap is open to let the water out first, as we saw. Then close the tap when water is finished and change beaker and empty oil. Hence both liquids are separated. Magnetic properties. Suppose we have a mixture of iron and plastic. We can separate iron from the plastic by using a magnet to attract all the iron pieces from the plastic. Let's do an experiment to show how pieces of iron and plastic can be separated. We have a horseshoe magnet. Just gently place the magnet on the complete substance where there is a mixture of plastic and iron. Only the iron is picked up. This is how the magnetic separation takes place. Solubility. If we have a mixture of salt and sand, we can use water which dissolves the salt and not the sand, thereby separating the mixture. Let's observe the same on an experiment. We have sand and salt which is already mixed in this water. You can see you have sand particles and salt also in it. Salt is dissolved. Once it's poured on the filter paper, only the sand separates and the salt in the water goes through.